All right, we are recording.
Thank you.
They're like one of I would tell my husband, you know, I'm trying to put it down there that says, hey, now. So we've had communication now. One child. And they would have been so like that. Where do you live? I was on staff in 99 to that.
How you doing?
But they were the stinky ones or the clean ones? Not well, I was with my children like here, so they in here every week. I think ours is. We're gonna get. Yeah, well, we're gonna get. Somebody's gonna get most far. Yeah. Like a family. Yeah, I just want to run kids, one sister, and all that. Yeah. No, and you know, there's a bunch. Oh, they have heard of this one. Yeah. They love. The only thing that you try to. I thought it was kind of. But I never did. First day of this year, I don't know. I like, oh, like something's wrong. I'll tell you. No, it's not. We always pay over the two, so. Right after. Yeah.
Can't do this hard and not do it.
Yeah. And you have to train up. Well, we have wait too. At one point.
When you tip this off without making a plea, I see it. Oh, that's all that is. That's all that is. Okay. But I need to think it.
I think you're right. Oh, good, thank you. You don't need it. And they have their own. So if they're not, so they can just say they're not. Yes, I'm just. Absolutely. So this. Are you ready? And so we can. But I wasn't told, that was the right.
Alright, may I have your attention? I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. To give everybody just a few more moments to eat, we'll go around and do intro. I would like for you to introduce yourself, your program area, and let me know your favorite holiday. Okay. I'll start. Danielle Forker, program area of 4-H. I am also the president of the CEC and the secretary of the district board. I love Thanksgiving because I don't have to buy anybody anything and I get to eat a lot. So that's me.
My name is Kim Kernan, I'm 4-H. And then my favorite holiday is ones that I don't have to work.
Okay, my name is Pam Stennett. My program is 4-H. I'm the president of the council. I also love Thanksgiving because it's a holiday all about food and family and gathering, and there's no expectation other than enjoying each other.
My name is Jane Clark, I'm a family and consumer sciences, and, my favorite is actually Thanksgiving as well, because I like to eat. And I like my family a lot.
Dennis John for 4-H. Thanksgiving's okay, 4th of July.
I'm Kinsey Heisel, family and consumer science, I'm also on the district board. My favorite holiday would be Christmas, because that's when more of my family gets together. We have a lot in college or out of state right now, so they don't all come back for Thanksgiving, but they all come back for Christmas.
Danny Lake, A&R representative on the board. Thanksgiving as well.
Yes, the best holiday. I'll argue it.
Very welcome. I'm on the board. I think I represent A&R and my favorite holidays are those days. No, I guess I like Christmas because that's usually when we're
My name is Rita Stewart, I'm your area extension director. I've been with you guys tonight, I love Thanksgiving, and probably surprised that I really love what we do. I just love the fireworks, and we do that with you.
And you don't have to buy presents on 4th of July either, so.
That's.
I'm Beth Johnson, I represent, I guess, AR on the board. And my favorite holiday is Easter, because I love spending it with the grandkids. I love it when my children growing up and doing these good things. And we eat really well.
I'm another vet, I'm a vet lady, and outside of this room, I work in Boyle County Adult Education GT programs. I noticed my view all at that. And Alethea recruited me, so I guess I'm family consumer sciences. And, but I don't really have an opinion about any subject when I ask you, really. And I think I like Thanksgiving with all the family together.
I'm Wendy Hood, and I'm a guest tonight. I'm from Mercer County, but I'm gonna give a report from State Extension. My connection would be through Family and Consumer Science. And my favorite holiday, I think, is gonna be New Year's Day, because I think there's a lot of good to be said for a new beginning, and just the feeling of a new start.
I'm Melissa McAllister, I'm horticulture, and I think Thanksgiving is my favorite. I haven't really thought about it for all the reasons people already mentioned.
And I'm Preston Miles, and I'm also on the horticulture subcommittee, and I like all holidays.
I'm Boyle Weston, also in horticulture, and I like election day.
Got Miles, and super science. But Thanksgiving is close, almost a tie. Oh, that is so funny.
I love that.
Kim Ragland, I'm a 4-H agent, and I think my favorite holiday is Mother's Day, because that's the day I get to be with my son. No matter what.
Hi, I'm Alethea Burzak. I'm the agent for Family and Consumer Sciences, and my favorite holiday is Halloween.
It's weird.
There's evening.
Here it is.
Howdy, I'm Tyler Ray, I'm the Ag and Natural Resource Agent. My favorite holiday would have to be Christmas. I think it truly brings out the best, maybe even the worst.
You give me a call in a few weeks.
But definitely.
I'm Kathleen Seaborn, and I love all holidays also, but I guess Christmas is all my favorite. I like the music and decorations and little kids and that kind of stuff.
And you're 4-H.
Yeah.
At large, like I said. At large.
I don't know what my title is. I know my name, Samuel Ferraro. Here on a person in the meeting. My favorite holiday is probably Easter, Resurrection.
It's an important one. It's my second favorite holiday. Also, because you don't have to buy gifts for people. I am not a gift love language, if you can't tell. I don't like to get them, and I don't like to give them. But I like to sing and I like to eat, so holidays are fun. Okay, so Beth, are we good to go for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just make sure. So to start off our meeting, we are going to have Ms. Wendy Hood give a presentation from the State Extension Advisory.
So I have the pleasure of representing C3, stands for Central Kentucky Third Region. And we are part of C3, and it's 5 counties. It's Mercer, Boyle, Lincoln, Garrett, and Jessamine. So on the state level, that's where our group falls right here. This council, the State Extension Advisory Council, meets twice a year. And I get to join tonight to share what we did at our fall meeting and some of the updates that we learned. So we met in July at the research farm at Kentucky State University in Frankfort. It's a beautiful facility. I would imagine some of you ag people have been there, or maybe, it's beautiful. It was my first time there. We had a lot of speakers from the University of Kentucky and from Kentucky State University, and they gave updates on extension programming. And a lot of the talk centered on the new program of work. It may seem like ancient history to you if you remember all the prompts to please take the community assessment survey. Please take the community assessment survey. And that's the first step to creating the new program of work. So there was a lot of talk about that. Dr. Laura Stevenson highlighted several key extension faculty positions spanning all program areas that have recently been filled or in the process of being filled. So they're always working to fill those vacancies. Dr. Stevenson also shared a unique 2-year position, an extension agent for digital literacy. Don't you love that? An extension agent for digital literacy, and that will be located in Northern Kentucky, working in partnership with the Northern Kentucky Area Development District. And Dr. Stevenson provided updates on building projects, including rebuilding that's going on at Robinson Center in Princeton, new and renovated buildings on the campus at UK, and new buildings planned for the Orrin Little Research Farm. So a lot of building and updating and upgrading going on. Dr. Stevenson reviewed the top 15 issues that were identified through that community assessment survey. And she demonstrated how those issues could be divided into 3 overall themes. One is strengthening Kentucky's farms, food systems, and natural resources. Second one is building the health and well-being of Kentuckians. And the third area was engaging communities for vibrant economies. So of all those many, many questions on the survey, the main 15 areas of concern could be put in one of those 3 categories. We had a series of speakers who focused on the upcoming extension plan of work process. And if you don't know, the plan of work is what informs all our agents to know how to move forward. They don't just sit in their office and say, oh, I think I'll teach these kinds of lessons in the coming 2 years. And so these speakers who addressed the upcoming plan of work included Kim Henkin, who some of you know, and the new plan of work goes into effect this July 1. Nancy Cox, who would be a name that you know if you've been around extension for a few years, she is the vice, this is a long title, I gotta give a big breath. Nancy Cox is the land grant engagement, the vice president for land grant engagement and dean of the Martin Gatton College of Agriculture, Food and Environment at UK. And she announced that she is retiring. She's been around saying that title has worn, carrying her name tag, has just worn her out. She has been around a long time and she has been a huge asset to extension. And she is retiring and the search for a new dean is in the process. Another thing we did, the last thing I'm going to mention is that every year, one extension council, just like this, one extension council in Kentucky gets honored, and they're the winners of the each year, but this one was, of course, the 2024 Randall Barnett Outstanding County Extension Council Award. And this year, that award went to Breathitt County for the amazing job they did reaching out to Eastern Kentucky communities that had been impacted by that terrible flooding we had a few years ago. They really did a fantastic job of reaching out, and so they won this award. So I thank you for letting me come this evening and share an update from the State Extension Advisory Council. And you'll be seeing me once or twice again next year.
Thank you so much for coming today. We're so happy to have you. On that note, I think we are going to address it a little bit later, but in the handout outside, you will have the Boyle County Community Needs Assessment Survey results that Ms. Wendy just mentioned. So if you guys want to take a moment to see through those, I think those will come back up again during plan of work activity, if I'm correct. So just peruse at your leisure. Look at these big words I'm using today. I'm a caffeine intake. Okay, so next we're going to have nominations for the Extension District Board. Come December, I believe Kinsey and Kim's position will be rolling off. So we will need to have 4 nominations to present to Judge Shirley Bottom for her to make a decision on the 2 people that will replace her. These ladies. So I open the floor to nominations. Dennis,
Rich would like to nominate Doris Swan, Kim Kieran, and Pam Stiven.
so we have three. Kim, do you accept?
I accept.
And Pam, do you accept?
Accept.
Do I have a second to any of those?
I'll second.
Okay.
You repeat the names.
Yes, Dora Swan, spelled with two N's.
Okay.
Kim Kernan. Is it Kim or Kimberly or you?
It's
Kim Kernan.
spelled like a kernel of corn, drop the L to the
That's easy.
end.
And then Pam Bennett, two N's, two T's. I know. We spelled her name a few times in my life. Okay.
I'm nominating, for FCS Kinsley.
Kinsley, do you accept? I do. See?
I
Okay,
didn't catch that.
you're fine. Have you finished the second, Kit or Jenny Clark seconded for those first three?
Oh,
Yes, Jenny
so there
Clark.
was, the three is the only ones that were on there.
And then Jenny just made a new nomination for Kinsey High School.
That's what Kinsey,
HIFLE? Yes. Did I say it right? Yes. Correct me if I don't. Do I have a second? Danny second. Thank you, Danny. Any other nominations at this time? Open the floor for any discussion. I did, talk to Dora before this meeting started. She also accepts, just so everybody's aware. She just was not able to attend tonight. All right. With no discussion, we vote on this, correct? Tyler, can somebody, do we vote on this, on those four nominations? Okay.
Here.
Yes.
May I move to accept all four nominees?
Absolutely. Yep.
I say.
All right, so Danny has moved to accept all four, in completion. I think that's what you said. I'm not sure. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I got fluid in my ears, so I'm struggling, and you're quiet sometimes. And then Barry seconded that motion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. The four names presented to Judge Bottoms will be Dora Swan, Kim Curran, Pam Stinnett, and Kinsey Heisel. Judge Bottom will then choose two of those four and will make her determination by December. And then we'll release who she has nominated to be in contact with those people at this time. Thank you, guys. That was smooth and easy. All right, so, oh, sorry. There we go. I'm not used to the clicker. It's new to me. Next we have agent updates. So I believe you got a yellow sheet for Tyler and everybody else's are verbal. Is that right? Yes. For agent updates. Yours is white, did I just? I don't think I have.
I'll share your advocate.
You can click further to.
Oh, you don't know here? All right, Pam, you can sit yourself. Yeah, you will start the floor. Love that. Oh, thank you. You can sit there. Yeah.
Well, I'll hear you better.
Show us your beautiful blondie.
Hello, everyone. All right, so, our last meeting was in June, so I guess I'll share a few of the things that I've been up to since June. In July, I went to quilting camp, so I learned how to quilt, and I'm a quilter now. It's not easy, but it's fun. I have time to quilt, so I guess that's okay. What happened, we had a heater indoors, so there's not a, physical building at the fairgrounds or the temporary situation they're using. So we have a heater at the extension office, we had, a lot of really nice entries, we had a lot of community participation, usually it's a lot of homemaker participate, but we actually had a little bit more of just, general community participation this year, which is really cool. The Aging Expo happened here in September. September is, fall prevention month, and we had, a really big event here, where we have a bunch of resources for caregivers and, people that, you know, are aging and need different types of things. We had all this stuff, and it was really, really cool. We had some demonstrations, and it was nice. We had a great turnout for that. Partnered with, H well and, a few others here in the community. Let's see, I did a QPR suicide prevention class for a group of, widowers that, came and met here at the office one Sunday afternoon. Yes, it was a Sunday. And, there were 24 people in that class, so that was by far one of the largest ones that I've, offered. And if you're interested in having me come and share that, training with you, I'd be glad to. If you have a group that you'd like, trust me, I don't make it weird. It's not, you know, like really heavy. It's a heavy topic, so it's not super depressing, but, it's more of an empowering type of situation where you can gain skills to help, intervene with someone if someone, you know, is struggling. But on a lighter note, on another Sunday evening, afternoon, we did the Spooktacular Glow Party, which you may have heard of. It was a big event here with with partners with Ethan McDowell, Kendall and Friends, just a whole bunch of community partners. It was a sensory friendly event for people of all ages and with all types of abilities. And it was a lot of fun. Like, you got to come to that. It was really, really cool. We had, our whole office looked so scary. And the zombies came in from that dance crew, come in and do really dance and stuff. It was amazing, great event. And that was promoted on, Channel 36 afternoon, but actually in Kentucky, which was fun to do. And then last week was, Kentucky Extension Homemakers Association week. They got it proclaimed at a fiscal court meeting earlier this month. And today, actually, I took we have one master clothing volunteer now in our county. Her name's Marilyn Houchin, and she's adorable, and her whole purpose is to teach spelling for beginners and all of that. So she is graduating, actually. I just dropped her off in Cave City today for her training, and let's see, on Thursday, they get their pins and they're official to go start their volunteering. So I'm excited to have a master clothing volunteer here in the county now. And she's actually got a couple classes on the schedule coming up. The 8th grade one is full. I'm sorry. We will have to reschedule another one. Nothing's called an after-wait list. But if you're interested in taking a different class from Maryland, she's also going to be doing a basic tote bag class, which is going to be super fun. There are still spots available. Please sign up on Eventbrite for that. A couple things that I'm really excited about that I've gotten to start is working with the schools. One of the things that came out of that was this life skills series that I'm going to be doing at the Jimmy Rogers Community Center every Wednesday from 4 to 5:30. And, so last week was our first class, and I had 3 people, and that's fine, because, listen, they're gonna see what they're gonna do this week, which tomorrow, we're making tacos, and we're practicing knife skills, and we're gonna we're gonna make salsa, and we're gonna do food safety, and, reading recipe and something else. I don't remember, but I'm really excited about that, and then I feel like I'm gonna tell their friends, and the class is gonna blow up, and I'm gonna need more, cooktops and things to take over there, and Jimmy Rogers, you gotta pack everything in, but it's totally fine, because if there's a need, I will go and try to make sure. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That's with the Gabriel High School for, I'll be doing some other classes and different types of things there as well, for any and everybody. So, be looking for that. And the last thing I want to mention, we'll probably talk about it again at some point, I don't know, we won't ever it up. But, on Thursday of this week, we have our Halloween happening. Last year we did it as a trunk or treat, and it was up here in the blistering cold wind and rain. So this year it's going to be, down here in the range and project room area. So we're gonna have, and of course, the weather's gonna be fantastic, you know, but anyway, it's fine. We're gonna have, bounce houses and a resource fair, and have games and activities. We're gonna have different fun cookings and spread joy and get everyone to come out here and see where we're located and hopefully make the connection of, oh, this is the extension office. So that's like the whole point of this extremely fun event is to get our whole community out here, you know, this space is here and it is for you. So, if you're interested in coming to that, please do, it's free, we're gonna have all kinds of stuff, we're doing hot dogs and chips and things, because, you know, providing a meal for all families sometimes can be very difficult, so we can provide dinner and this event. It was up to me, it would be a little different with hot dogs, but hot dogs are easier, and kids eat those. So, but yeah, we'll be having that from 6 to 8 here at the office. Please come, come do it, come see it, even if you don't have kids in your line, just come see it. It's gonna be, we've been decorating for a week. It's gonna be really, really cool and, a great opportunity for people to come hang out at our office. Does anyone have any questions or anything at all? Yes.
You have 10 kids signed up for tomorrow.
10?
Number 10.
Get out.
They're very excited.
I'm very
I
excited.
just said tacos.
This is so good. Okay, let's go. So now I know.
I hope they all show up, but like,
I mean, even if they don't make a rule, the tacos. So whoever's in the Judy Rogers Community Center tomorrow around like 5:30, there will be tacos. So yeah. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
As somebody who runs a special needs support group here in town, thank you for that spectacular go flow party. It's an area of our community that's often forgotten about, and they had a fantastic time. I know my kid didn't want to leave this room, it was all glowed up, and it was the fun. Well, one kid wanted to leave because she was terrified of the costumes, but the other kid, who was sensory needed to be in here and loved it and fought me to leave. So, thank you guys for thinking of that community, and it impacts way more people in this community than people realize. So it was a hopping day. There was lots of people.
It really was. I mean, we had easily 200 people come to the door that day. I mean, the hallways were packed, and here was crowded. It was outside, outside. So thank you. I'm so glad we got to do that.
Thank you. I hope we get to do it again.
If I did it, it'd be an annual thing. But so,
All right, next we have Tyler Ray for Avon.
I'm not gonna go over everything that's on the neon yellow paper, because that's my favorite, one of my favorite colors is neon yellow. But this is one part of it, and this is the 2024 Central Kentucky Hate Contest. I'm sure if you follow us on Facebook, you've probably seen it, but just the backstory of it, there's 15 counties, should be 2 more that participate in it. But as far east as Howell County, and we're kind of that western edge, and as far north as Harrison, and far south as Lincoln. So it's a pretty big area. We also did this last year, from what I've been told. We've had 70 more samples this year than we did last year. But from Boyle County, we've had, I believe, a 76% increase from the year prior. So we've definitely more than doubled what we're done, in the year prior. So you see all these pictures up here, and agents, we go out, we collect the sample, we then meet in Lexington, and we put them in the dryer, then weigh them. We take them out of the dryer, get dry weights from them, and then grind them to pretty much like flour until they're analyzed in Princeton. And so that's the center there is the coarse grinder, and then after that, it goes to a much finer grind and in a roll pack bag and shipped off. And the final picture there is everybody that participated in it. It was, I think it's gonna be a huge success. I hope it catches on in the years to come. But along with this, on December 16th, I know that's a busy time of year, But we're also gonna have a educational meeting, and that's gonna be at Fayette County at 6 o'clock, and it's in Fayette County just because that's a central location for everybody. And you could go. But, well, as part of that meeting, there'll be a producer panel, there'll be a banquet, there'll be ribbons and trophies that's passed up our winners, and it'll be a really good program. Next, I've also been working with the schools more. Something I just want to highlight this, the office, we've had an amazing partnership with our family youth resource center coordinators from the Boyle and the Danville system. And this is one program that came out of it. I'm calling it Wildlife in the Classroom Days. I went to Lexington and borrowed reptiles from the herpetology lab. I was able to secure 2 snakes, several salamanders, toads, and turtles to bring to the children. And we did an educational program with them on how do you identify certain frogs and toads, as well as what their role is in the ecosystem. But I was at both in Bate and I'll be in Danville. I was in Bate and I'll be in Boyle later next year. But I was in the 7th and the 6th or 8th grade, and it was a fantastic time. The kids made cards when I came back, and it was great. The only hiccup I had was my corn snake didn't cooperate, so he got benched for the rest of the program. we had to sideline him.
Not even mad about
What's that?
that, not even mad about that, sorry.
So, Kim?
Next, Kim with 4-H. Thank you, Tyler.
Yep.
So glad Tyler liked to show children no. I don't. And I won't. We're gonna do this next exam, and I tell you, we get to say they're all right. That comes in 3 years. There's 3 pages to your handout today. The last one is a couple of pages from the ES 237. ES stands for extension service. So this is a reflection of all the young people that Alicia, Tyler, Alexis, when she was here, and I worked with over the past year. And you can see, I want to remind everybody, I think it was the last meeting I was at, which was March. You all wanted us to double the size of 4-H in Boyle County. The total number of youth participants is 3,143. There are only 6,000 kids in Boyle County. I mean, in Boyle County. There's only 6,000 kids in Boyle County. And this past year, we touched 3,143 of them. So if you double it, you're gonna hurt us. And we may hurt you. So we're kind of good at the level we're at. We would love to work with more kids, but the average 4-H program in Kentucky works with 20% of the kids in their county. So we're good. The front page here, I want to say something about the special needs thing. I'm glad you said that because I forgot all about this. We are in the process of working with a volunteer who has a special needs group that she works with every day, and she's going to start a community club just for the special needs kids in that organization. And we're piloting it just with her, but then we're going to expand it out once we figure out how it's going to work. Yeah. So we are also, right, because we've known for years that there's a big demand for that. So, and Kim Kernan has been helping us get in touch with Kids Can Do. And our goal is to have a 4-H camp for special needs kids. I don't know if we'll get it done, that we're run out of days in the summertime. So I haven't quite figured out how to do it, but we would love to actually take these kids to camp and let them get in a canoe and do archery and that kind of thing, stuff that they wouldn't normally get to do. So that's a plan that we would love to work with Kids Can Do to get done. On the front page is all the normal things we're doing this time of year. You'll note that mine starts March the 19th, because when you all were meeting in June, I was on the UK campus with 700 teenagers for Teen Conference. So the last time I was with the CDC was in March. 3 things I'd like you to look at that I highlighted on the upcoming special events. For Halloween happening on Thursday, which is tomorrow. We got a cakewalk, and we've got a spooky stories reading room. Yeah, and inflatables inside, and the weather's nice. The teens are gonna be in their costumes out on the trail. young people can go around trick or treat on the trail that's gonna be lit up by luminaries. So we're excited about, as many people coming to that as we can. On November the 11th, the Shooting Sports Club is doing a flag retirement ceremony. They're teaching all the kids in the club how to do that. We have 3 veterans that run our shooting sports program from Mercer, Lincoln, and Boyle counties. And, we've got a Marine, an Air Force, and an Army, and that is hilarious, listening to 3 of them rag on each other. So if you know of anyone that has a flag that needs retiring, or organizations that have flags that need retiring, please bring them to the office and we'll take care of them. That evening, we're gonna teach kids how to fold them and all the process and do the whole thing. My Marine was almost in tears back here a few minutes ago because we told him he had to stand up front while we played taps, and he said, no, no, no. Okay. So anyway, it ought to be a great experience for young people. On December the 7th, we're having our Cookies with Santa fundraiser, and this year we're adding a holiday shop. Deanna Ashmore who is on the 4-H Council and is a former 4-H'er of mine, she has been the program assistant over in Mercer County for 11 years or something like that. She's going to volunteer to run that. She's run one for Mercer County all those years, so she's gonna run one over here for us. So if you know anyone that has a business, a small business that they might want to do a holiday shop, please let them know that we'll be advertising for that pretty soon. That's just a few things I wanted to highlight. If you guys have any questions? Camp, let me just tell you about camp. Because camp makes up half my life. We had the 2nd largest group at camp ever this year. No, yeah. We took 195. We're required to take 90. Yeah. Our biggest group ever was over 220. We're never doing that again because we had 70 in Tent City. We're never. No. Were you in Tent City?
I was in the shelter house. I was in a cabin.
No, never, ever doing that. I know, and you really did it. You really, housed them 70 kids really well. So that, we're really happy with that. We had 53 for Cloverbud Camp, which was the largest, county at the, Feltner 4-H Cloverbud Camp. We're hoping to double, I will double those numbers. I can take as many to Cloverbud Camp as I want. So if you have any little people, 6 to 8, that might want to go to camp, just let them know.
Millie's last year, Cloverbud.
Do we have dates for Cloverbud and dates for? We have, yes, dates for, regular camp is the 7th to the 11th, July. 7th to the 11th, and Cloverbud Camp, we were voting today. So as soon as I get that, I suspect it's gonna be the end of July. Anybody have any questions? Thank you.
Would you like a nap now?
A nap? No, I've got time.
All right, and of course, we all know that we do not currently have a horticulture agent, so, I know that programming has continued to go on in small doses for her, but I think we have an update on that later in this meeting. We want to say that in?
Can we do it now?
Yeah.
Sure, we have it. So we are excited to announce that you all do have a new horticulture agent coming. Her name is Caitlin Farley. And, she will be starting here in the office on January the 2nd. So, Caitlin comes to us from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where she has been serving as a landscape and greenhouse consultant for the governor's mansion. So we are super excited to her join our team and share with us her expertise and her knowledge. So, yeah, also be really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say the other half for later.
Sure.
Okay.
So we have agent updates completed. If we can move on to the plan of work activity, who is leading us? Me or Smith? So the plan of work activity will be, if you will look at this big old honker, BCPO, plan of work for fiscal year 2025.
So some of your members from years past, we've split you up into groups before, and at each board or notepad that's around the group, there will be a plan of work from this year as well as the community needs assessment. But some of you remember before, and we'll just have you write down program ideas and program needs. of the county for each program area, like we've done in years past. And if you go to the next slide, we'll have 2 minutes of each bullet.
Do you want me to review the results of the community needs assessment as a group, or do we look into it individually at this stage? Okay, so if you guys will turn briefly to the community needs assessment survey. We had 477 people respond to our survey, which was quite a good number. I think we were expecting about 500, so we got pretty close to what we were expecting. This first page is just a demographics breakdown. So you can see that the majority of the people that responded were Caucasian or white, but there are several other categories represented. The age breakdown, the gender breakdown, income, employment, etc. So the second page, I guess the page after the demographics, is the top 15 priority issues as recognized by a whole for the group. Is that correct? Yes. So those 15 issues were youth life skill training opportunity. Wait, before I continue, I wanted to explain that this is what the community is observing the need for. It is not necessarily what we are already reaching out and doing. So sometimes the community, we may already be doing a program in some way, shape, or form, but the community is just not aware of it. So they are thinking that there is a need for it, even if we're already doing the need. Does that make sense? So this is just from the community's perspective, looking towards the extension office. So those top 15 needs were youth life skill training opportunities, such as leadership and communication skills, ensuring individuals and families have access to affordable, nutritious food, strengthening youth workforce readiness, minimizing youth substance abuse, improving access to mental health and well-being resources, support for substance use addiction prevention and recovery, reducing youth obesity through nutrition, education, and or exercise, access to high-speed internet because we have resources for that, sustainability of family farms, food as health, addressing food insecurity and diet-related chronic diseases, minimizing bullying and or school violence, building financial literacy and or resource management skills, helping strategies to support youth well-being, strengthening youth adult or mentor relationships, and social, emotional, or behavioral education for adults working with youth. So basically, you guys need a social emotional agent in this county because 9 out of those 15 are social emotional issues. But I digress. I'm not volunteering as tribute. So those are the top 15 needs that the community has identified. Some of those fall in multiple categories: FCS, 4-H, A&R. I'm grouping horticulture and A&R. Sorry, my husband's books, but. And then some of those are strictly one thing or another. So keep those in mind as we go around and spend 10 minutes in each category. Let's try to have, let's see, there's about 20 of us. Let's try to have no more than 5 people per station. That way we are evenly represented and have enough time. Okay. So go to your nearest station. Oh, sorry.
And do what?
So if you remember last year we did this where we just made recommendations on the 5 or 10-year plan for each of the program areas. So this one back here says 4-H. So what you would like to see 4-H being accomplished in 5 to 10 years. This one is FCS. I'm not sure. I can't see it. There's 4 throughout the room. There's this one.
There's one here, there's one on that page there. This one.
So yeah, so there's one in the back, one behind Mrs. Johnson, one over here in this corner, and then horticulture is right up here. We will be rotating through all of them. So we're gonna do 5 minutes at each station and rotate through so that it's a 20-minute activity and not 40.
Does this relate to the needs assessment?
You keep in mind the survey's needs as you're doing it, but if you don't, I mean, if you have ideas that aren't on the survey, that's okay too. There is a survey at each station. Okay. So you have it there.
Well, 4-H can do.
That seems like a good, take advantage of it or something like that. And I like to do
I'll let you know that. I'm reading that. It was so long.
All right, now, good luck. Move to the counterclockwise. Move this way. Yep. So all it is
We'd like to- it's on.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time, move to the next station. Adjourn.
We all have,
Praise God. But that almost killed 15 people. They have 15 The general matches.
Yes.
Okay.
We already did that.
So yeah, I'm sure what's in the water. It's never.
We need to get that.
Mississippi has a snake like. What's that one, snake that went to water race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. He did the research and it's Don's and
Yes, my lunch, okay, it's not really hard to do that. Like, this is like you would want me to draw. Which is.
I think, and all, but also kind of putting water. So the more you can. With people that city one, happy when they do. Water.
But there anything else, anything else there? Earlier. Literacy. You know.
I mean, yeah. But stay there. Usually, whatever.
Very good. Discernment.
Yeah, like.
It's good. And that's clear that over to the store. If I could be
Like to make it a. Or you try to put it in orange.
You wanna try that shit? Sorry.
Oh, I feel that I like, right.
That's great.
Yeah. That would be another thing. And then you kind of have one. Ready for first job. Okay, that's your feet, you want me to need it? They are here. She did it, I just All right, what do we do? Hey, Tyler, now that we have finished those, what do we need to do? Do we need to present them? Do we just, or is it for your information?
We'll take that and use it for
For your planning.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to turn your attention to the BCCEO plan of work for fiscal year 2025, is anybody presenting this or do I need to do it?
That is just something that we
provided in case anyone wanted with, while they were on conversations,
Okay.
or wanted to use it at some point during the meeting. It's a quite a long document.
This is based off of the last time we did this activity
Yes.
and the previous times before that.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys have access to this document now. If you would like to see where 2025 for Boyle County Extension Services is heading. Everything in here was with input from this, committee from our previous time with this, and they will use the data that we just collected on the wall to guide the next few, fiscal year plan of works as well. So thank you for your input. I know that was a little time consuming, but it was great for all of us to be able to share our thoughts in each category, so we're equally represented here. So with that concluding, we will move on. We've already discussed the horticulture agent position, but we do have an update for our county director position as well, Ms. Rita.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Before I hop into the county director position and, announce that for those of you who are not aware, I would like to just mention, talking about the horticulture agent position, we've had a vacancy here. And those of you who've been involved with this, know that during a vacancy of any agent position, it kind of takes everybody in the office working together. So I just want to say an extra special thanks. I'm sorry Ruthie is not here to those agents that we have here in the county. You guys have great agents. You have really great agents. I know Tyler has filled in a lot during the vacancy, especially he's done a lot of our, whether it's tree or plant needs, whether it be disease or, identification, he's taking care of the soil samples. He's passed a few things along too.
Not just me, it's also Jessica Best in Mercer County, she's amazing.
I know, but Jessica hasn't had, a whole big bunch to do with because Tyler's taking care of a lot of it. So not only that, but everybody in the office has kind of picked up the slack, and so for that, I am extremely, grateful. So, I did want to say that, we have a really great team here at the office. We're excited to have Caitlin coming on board. We also, do have a new county director. This is a brand new position for our office. The new county director is Jay Hetzenberger. Jay is currently the county extension agent for agriculture. He's in Garrett County. He's been there for several years. Prior to that, he served in Casey County as the agriculture agent. Some of you guys may know Jay. Before that, he was in a management position at a fertilizer company before he came to us in extension. So he's going to transition to his new role on December the 1st. So, we will have, as of January 2nd, we will have full staff here. We should have everyone back in place, and it's going to be super exciting to see all the great programming that is going to happen. You guys have great programs going on. It's just going to be, it's going to be nice to be full staff. Once again. So, we are super excited to have Jay and Caitlin joining us, but we're also very thankful for the agents and the assistants. We have some great program assistants here. We have great extension staff assistants. We have a facilities manager. We just have a great office staff here. So, just appreciate all of you. And if I may say, I'd love to thank all of you guys, because it takes all of us working together to have a great program. You all put a lot of time and effort into it, so thank you all for that as well. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
I would like you to add kind of the reasoning behind this going to the county director.
Yeah, sure. So I think we actually may have talked about this several times. We had an option of not having a county director. We could have also went for a county manager, but a county director allows us the possibility to expand our agents if we should want to do that. You all can tell that our agents that we have, they do a wonderful job. They're extremely busy. There's a lot of potential out there. So if we ever wanted to add a second
4-H agent, ag agent, SDS, whatever. Or if we want to expand and we want to get a fine arts, community arts agent, whatever, we have that possibility. So it does give us some possibilities moving forward if the programming needs to arise and something we wanted to consider. So it does make it very exciting. Plus, it takes a great deal of work off of our current agents that we have. So they no longer have those responsibilities for physical matters, facilities, staff. So it takes all of that off. So Jay will take on all of that. Jay will work very closely with you all as the county extension council. He'll work very closely with our extension district board members. So it'll take a lot of the work off of our current agents and allow them time to just do programming, which is what they love to do and what they're trying to do. So I think it's going to be really, really good for our office.
What is his major job duties?
So Jay, he has several things. A big component is financial, the fiscal matters for the office. He will also oversee all of his staff members and employees here at the office. He will oversee facilities. Now we have Barry. Barry is awesome. He's one of the best. So he'll work very closely with Barry. He'll do all of the evaluations, just the day-to-day activities and making sure that everything is, going right. If an agent, especially with like our new agent Caitlin coming on board, he'll be here for mentoring. If that is a need, it will give me one point of contact for the office. So your county director has a lot of responsibilities for the office. Basically be overseeing the entire office here and just helping out, if somebody needs help with something, he's gonna be there. Your county director is gonna take care of all of your reporting, making sure all of that is done, but at the same time,
That's reporting to higher up, right?
yeah, so like if we have reporting that's due, he will coordinate that, talk with the agents, talk with staff, whoever needs to be involved in that process. But it will be his responsibility to make sure those are done on time and turned in. So all the fiscal responsibilities will be on him. So, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, will he live in the county?
So Jay lives, about 7 minutes from here, down, 127 and close to Northland. So 7 minutes away.
The 9-11.
No, it's from the.
Yeah, but Junction City, it changes up right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's really close.
You might as well be in the county.
He will be closer here than he is now. With what that's, yeah, I mean. Any other questions that you about that? I mean, I think it's gonna be really neat. Super excited to have them on board and super excited to have a board director. Yeah.
With those updates, that leads us into public comment. Is there anything that further needs to be discussed?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Facilities usage, it would be really helpful if we got some comparison data to like the last 2 years. Maybe we're gonna get it when we get the whole year's worth, but I know that's been a goal that we want the facility used a lot. I mean, I think it is used a lot, but I'd like to know how it's compared to 2023. So can we see that at some?
I believe this document is going to here on out be presented to each of our CEC meetings. I think that's what I read in the email. So I can at least guarantee moving forward, we will have that data, and then I will see if we can prepare something before we, let me write it down. Facility use for last 2 years. Present something at the next CEC meeting.
Danielle, I want to ask one more thing.
Mhm.
I would like to see the program going back to the 3 years, how the program attendance is and all that.
I'm not sure I understand, like,
Each program.
so are you
Like,
based on
like-
facility usage or based on the numbers
Yeah,
of each?
facility use
program
by
has?
ENR, and all that, you know, how many people attending. And I know this gonna be huge, they're not gonna be even, but if we get a 3-year record, we can kind of keep track.
Who's using it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there will be some that overlap, like this, glow party, for instance, the other day, that was an FCS and 4-H thing, I believe, so.
Right.
There will be overlap. I'm sure there will be a horticulture and A&R overlap and others. So I will do my best to get with the agents and collect that data, and we will have that at the next meeting.
Okay. Yeah,
Any other
just
discussion?
gives a little more data to take a look at.
Sure, I like data. Data is fun to crunch. Okay, so that leads me to my last thing. We need to set next year's meeting dates. Typically, we have done the third Tuesday of the month. So those third Tuesdays are March 18th, June 17th, and October 21st. March 18th, June 17th, and October 21st. Keep your calendar, see if there's any major, like, programming conflicts that will take half of us out. If the majority say that's okay, then that's what we'll set. I feel like if you guys are like me, as long as we get on the calendar now, it'll be okay.
Still at 7:30, 6:30.
6:30, meals will be provided. March 18th, June 17th, October 21st. Give you just a moment to think. We don't need to vote on dates, correct? All right. Hearing no major life-changing objections to those dates, we will plan on those 3 dates moving forward. Do we need it?
I'm sorry, you're saying October,
21st. Do I need a motion to adjourn?
I would like to make.
Barry makes a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second? Pam Stinnett, seconded the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a wonderful Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all of the things that come before March 18th.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize when he was just. I didn't get it. When people were waiting all night at these hours, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But I did catch. Set by. Danny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's just.
Saturday, yeah. Also, oh, you know, what's the email, I'm at so I appreciate it. Yeah, it's supposed to be at midnight. Do it this Saturday. Right. But like, I know, I'm funny. So.
Actually, I was, because I went to the, like,
Gonna say.
the Innovation Center, Kentucky Farm, UK Farm. So I went to that, and then I had a neurology call. What are the 60 drugs? Now, they want to do is a. And I said, I'm going. So we could come back into stuff, done that, Mark, in minutes. I don't think this will kill my kid. Businesses, you got babies, you know, like, and see, I don't know, it's physical therapy. Doing it for extra. So everybody. Wow. And so it was that. And then I mean, look at that, I keep telling myself.
They are in for years.
That's what. It's 10 times back, that's why. Anyway, but it, you could tell it was really frustrated. You know, I wanted to tell me, you know. Yeah, really, like he says, these injections were really bad. I just said, so I said, okay, go ahead and schedule it for him. Put the Japanese sucker in there. Go on, let's see. It's my knees, it's my shoulders. And they don't understand that. And I says, I do blood work twice a year, just because of the risk for the kidneys. Yeah. It's like, thank you, dear. And so, but that frustration for 15 minutes. It's, you know, they took my blood pressure, which was high because I ran up to the. Anyways. You know, if I take my blood pressure, it's, I tell them, let me just sit outside in the waiting room for 10 minutes, our pressure will be low. But it, and then, so I got over here, I was thinking this was at 5:30. Oh, so I got here at 5, and I went, oh man, it's not just scissor, I can run on. So I ran on my God. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't like to drive on the first of my work vehicle.
Yeah.
And things like this.
Yeah.
I would much rather, but I wasn't gonna, if it was at 5:30, I was gonna drive all the way home.
That worked out, and you don't have to go home and do that. You go home and chill out.
Go home, go to sleep.
Chill. Sounds good, thank you.
Making the change.
And I don't get me.
Yes.
I said I'm falling here, so it would be up to you at your schedule.
There's like one more selling for it, one of them has scheduled. But I mean, I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna know something about why I came in. I was feeling like, yeah. I can stay out here. That was good, I'll take it, here. Did you stop the recording?
No, what do you think would you like? Or not?
You can drop them, thank you.
Thank you.